And hello there morons, it's Victor, Gimme a Break Man, Gimme a Flake Man. Welcome to a laundry video slash eating natto video. Oh, it's a little bit warm in here. Turn on the air conditioner, so it's going to be a little buzz on the mic. Using a Rode mic, the non-electric powered one, which means it might pick up some buzz from the computer. I hope not. If so, I apologize. Anyway, for those of you who do not know, I'm doing a kind of a combination of an intermittent diet plus a natto and green stuff diet. Not really so much of a, well, it is a diet. It is a diet. It's basically limiting my calories. Today's the 14th day. See, that's the sign. Look, high tech here. We get the best equipment here, and I would show you what I thought I would do today is show you as I prepare my food and talk to you guys about what's happening in the world in Japan. Some thoughts that I have about different things. If you don't care about my thoughts, ignore my thoughts and just watch the food. But just before we get started on this, just to reiterate or re-explain for those of you who are new, for the hell of it, as an experiment, I am attempting a 30. It's not going to be 30 days because there's something came up. I'll tell you in a minute. I was attempting to do a 30-day natto only diet. That failed after 2 days because eating natto only turns my body into a wet cement maker, which you can imagine the results in the toilet. It was just too tough. I was eating 6 packages of natto a day. This is a package of natto, just so you can see. There's 3 of these, and these run anywhere from 60 yen, which is about 50 cents USA, to about, the most expensive would be $1.70, 175 yen, which would be $1.50, $1.60 USA, depending on the quality and the type. This is the regular kind. It seems to have like some tamago sauce that you can pour on it. Slight, seems to be a little bit of egg in there, so it's not completely vegan because a tiny bit of sauce is in there. But we can argue what is vegan later. But anyway, and this one is a little bit more expensive. But this is a it says Nioanato. Nioanai means doesn't smell. Nioanato means natto that doesn't smell, theoretically. Because this is, if you don't know what this is fermented beans. Okay, now. I guess they're soybeans, but as soon as I started doing this and I put this up on Instagram, by the way, follow my Instagram, Gimme a Break Man. On Instagram, links in the description. People started saying, oh, you're going to get man boobs, you know, because soy has estrogen and it stimulates your estrogen in your body and it makes you become feminine, whatever. It gives you too much estrogen. As you know, estrogen is one of those, what is the hormone that causes a female physical characteristics to appear. So let me get rid of that. I looked into that and no, that's true for other soy, but not for fermented soy. These are fermented beans. Okay, they're fermented. Okay. Part of my diet is basically, oh yeah. So after 2 days, I gave up on the natto only diet, and I started adding greens just to make sitting on the toilet much more, well, easier. Okay. So that's what we're doing today, and you know, it's a little bit healthier. Now I have, the other part of my diet is an intermittent diet, so I try not to eat for 16 hours. Now, I have not eaten since 5 p.m. yesterday. It is now 4 p.m., so I'm starving. So what I've done today for the first time ever is I've bought this, it says Midori no Yasai, Jujitsu Yasai Juice. It's juice. So this is green. Am I supposed to shake this first? It looks kind of liquidy. Maybe I'm supposed to shake it. Where's the lid there? So I'm just going to start off with a cup of this because I'm starving. I'm really hungry. Okay, it's been 23 hours since my last meal. To give you an update, I have lost, this morning I weighed myself after coffee. I had lost, because coffee weighs, you know. I'm only drinking coffee and water and this stuff now. I cheat a little bit. I had a glass of, I had a liter of vegetable juice yesterday. Okay, so 1 whole liter. Now this has no salt, no sugar, and nothing added. It's all natural. Okay, everything is all natural. So, and it looks terrible, but it's actually pretty good. Now that's all you're supposed to drink a day. Well, I think they say 1 cup is enough, but I wanted to tell you something. What? Oh, you know what? It tastes good, but it might be because I'm starving. When I was in the hospital a couple years ago, you guys might remember, they had me on this really bland diet. It was so bland, and I started to enjoy it after a while. Like, I just got the flavor was so good. You know, when there's no salt in your diet, you really can enjoy the flavor. So anyway, let me show what we're going to do today is triple things. We're going to talk about some news, talk about Trump and Kim and all that. Some other things that are happening. And I'm going to show you the regular natto and the new one called non-smell natto. Okay, Nyowa natto, right? And we're gonna make two different packages of it and see how that works out. First, however, we're going to prepare by cutting up avocado and a cucumber. Now, avocados are said to be superfoods, which means they got a lot of good stuff in them, right? I bought these at the Hyakuen store. There's a Lawson 100 yen store, which means it's about $1. From what I've heard, from what I've researched, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, these avocados are, just a minute, one avocado, well, you're supposed to have about 1/5 of an avocado a day. That's considered one serving. One entire avocado is about 280 calories, okay? And again, you can correct me if I'm wrong. This one is good, nice and ripe. I bought it a couple days ago, and it was a little bit green, so I waited, and now it's nice and soft, okay? Oops, I don't have a garbage. Oh, I didn't, I'll use this plate for garbage, okay. So that's the avocado. Oh, damn. I should have brought a napkin. Well, anyway, try to get that seed out of there. Get out, seed. Should I cut it out? Well, anyway, there's a seed in there. It doesn't matter. I'm going to mush this up anyway, but not the seed, of course. Right? So there's the seed. Okay, anyway. So avocados are superfoods, and avocado tastes amazingly good with natto. Avocado also tastes really good with raw tuna. If you've never had that, that is delicious. So I highly recommend it. You might think it sounds weird because you've never heard of it, but it's amazingly good. Like, wow. You know? By the way, plastic knife in Japan. Not safety. I just thought I would show that to you because they do sell these and they're fairly sharp. You could kill someone with it. Speaking of knives, there was a for the second time in Japanese Shinkansen history, a third person was killed as a result of a crime. Now, Shinkansen, let me see, The Shinkansen people are very proud. Japan is very proud of the fact that Shinkansen have no mortality. They've had no mortalities on their trains. They've had no accidents leading to mortalities. Okay. However, about, I want to say 5 years ago or so, or 3 years ago, a few years ago, an old man was protesting, I think, some welfare problems he had, and he set himself on fire and killed, I think, a woman that was on the train with him. He poured gasoline on himself, set himself on fire, and killed himself. So, that kind of stuff does happen. And just a few days ago, a young kid from this area, from Aichi actually, 22-year-old kid, I won't say his name because why give him fame, said he was feeling frustrated and he went onto the train and stabbed 3 people, one of them to death. One 38-year-old man in the head and in the thighs. So that's the latest. Now, as a result, a lot of my students are like, well, I guess we're going to have to start scanning passengers, but it's impossible because the Tokai Shinkansen, where this happened, services over 450,000 people a day. So the Shinkansen is a vital part of the Japanese economy, and I mean, you just can't start. You can't just start, questioning everybody. So that's not going to work. Okay. Anyway, but for those of you coming to Japan or interested in crime in Japan, Japan is extremely safe. That stuff is crazy. Now, one of my students took the Shinkansen just yesterday or 2 days ago, and he said that they were conductors walking up and down the trains much more than regular, kind of checking out to make sure nothing happens. I would say, like always, if you're in the world and there are other human beings in the world, there's nothing you can do. Crazies exist, right? It's a shame. I'm starting to think that, you know, part of the gun problem in Japan, in America, is not the fact that guns are not just the fact that guns are easy to get to or easy to get, but the fact that just more crazy people are appearing, right? Like this is the first time this is the second time this has happened, but this didn't happen like years and years ago. People just didn't jump on trains and start stabbing people, right? That just didn't happen. So the world is a effed up place, you know. That's my only explanation for this. Okay. So we got the avocados. We're gonna go back and forth. By the way, this is an uncut video, so what I'm gonna probably do, unless by any chance I have a chance to, if I have a chance to edit, I guess I will, but I probably won't. I'll just throw this video up after 20 minutes and you'll have to jump to the second part. Someone complained about my cutting techniques the other day. They said, you should watch June from Rachel and June for a cutting technique. But, you know, I was not a good, that's not a good, Japanese counters, kinji counters suck. They're so short. So it's really a pain to stand at them for a while. So that's, well, you know, one thing, right? Hold on. Okay, hold on. Just a minute. So cut a little bit nicer to this. I'm a little bit more. Now, I'm not a cook. I've never made videos really about cooking. It's not my thing. I don't especially enjoy it. Look, I'm doing it without I'm looking because there's a plastic knife. What can I do? Cut off my finger with a plastic knife? That would be embarrassing. Wait, what happened to your finger? I cut it off with a plastic knife. Yes. Okay, so anyway, what I'm doing here is just creating a little flavor for the natto to lay on top of. Okay, let me show you. I'm almost done here. Anyway, so that's one thing. I wanted to talk about that. I'm going to start putting up more videos on Japanese for morons again, teaching Japanese because I enjoy it. But recently, just these last few weeks, I've been really busy. I was sick for 3 days completely. I was in bed and couldn't even go to work. And now this week, because I'm making up my classes this week, so that kind of sucks. Well, not sucks. It's good. It's you know, I had to do that. So I'm making up all the classes this week. So I'm really busy. However, I do have 3 hours today in the afternoon. My next class is in 2 hours. Should be able to feed myself and make this video by then. Yeah, I think I'm just going to start uploading videos on Japanese for morons that are unedited completely. Okay, so the other thing that I wanted to talk about, this is the laundry part of the video, and I think it's interesting, is what happened with North Korea and Trump, because it's important, I guess, right? Isn't it? And how do we deal with that? And there's some sad realities that I've kind of decided upon. Now, I don't like Trump. I've never really hidden that. But my initial impression was, hey, he did it. You know, let's give the man some credit, right? Some of my friends, one of my friends, you know who you are, he thinks, oh, you never liked Trump, you never want to give him a chance, right? Which I don't think is fair. I mean, it's not like I just decided not to like him. The guy does fucked up things all the time, and I do believe he's trying to separate, trying to divide America, and he's playing us off each other to his advantage. That's pretty much always been my belief, and I don't understand why he bothers with some minor points that nobody cares about, like the transgender issue. How is that a big issue to even, you know, nobody... An abortion, for example, like the people who are against abortion, most Americans, like, nobody's for abortion, for number one. But if you know, if your sister wants to get an abortion, or someone wants to get an abortion, who are you to tell them? Most people are like, yeah, well, I'd rather people didn't, but I'm like, you know, it's kind of none of my business. Let them do what they want, right? And most people have that attitude. But Trump decides to jump into things like that. The transgender, like the issue of the transgender in the military, it's such a tiny, tiny problem. Why even bother with that? Don't you have bigger problems to fix first, and then we can talk about those little problems? Or making it legal to shoot certain game now, you know? Like, really, that's hunters? How many people? I mean, hunters are not that important. I mean, as a percentage of the population of America, why don't you concentrate on the things that Americans care about most, like healthcare, for example, or guns, and a lot of stuff just doesn't make sense to me. But whatever. Anyway, back to this Kim Jong-un thing. Doing the non-smelly one first, okay? So my initial impression was, well, I'm gonna do 2. Can I do 3? 3, 2? We'll see. my initial impression was he did a good thing. So good, hats off to him. And I saw him say, if anyone thinks I did a bad thing, you just don't like Trump. And I saw a lot of memes like, oh, haters gonna hate, that kind of stuff. But at the same time, almost all the reports say that he got very few concessions. It's worse than the previous deal that they had. North Korea got everything out of it, and we got nothing out of it. Now I don't know about all that stuff, but the fact of the matter is there's no more fear of war, right? And for Japan, where I live, that's a relief. Right? We don't have to worry about missiles flying over our heads anymore. Because you might remember last year, North Korea shot 2 missiles over Japan, and people in the north of Tokyo had to run for cover. I don't think anyone actually did, because by the time the announcements were made over loudspeakers all over Japan, people were like, oh, gotta run. Oh, it's too late. So in summary, North Korea was shooting missiles over Japan. Japanese government was warning its citizens, but it was pretty much in a real situation. There's nothing they could have done if North Korea had really decided to attack Japan. So it's kind of screwy. Now, a lot of people also say that Trump was wrong to negotiate with Korea at all, because Korea that guy, Kim Jong-un, has killed family members. He's killed entire families as punishments for people who have, like, for example, if you desert, I hear that if you desert North Korea, like they get your whole family, right? One problem about opening these packages is the leftover stickiness. Anyway, so here's 2 packets, kind of small, right? They say you're supposed to. We're going to put in 3. We'll go for 3. So here's the thing. He gave all these concessions. They decided to not do any more military. South Korea and America have agreed to cease. Trump agreed on the behalf of South Korea that he would no longer be doing any more provocative military training off the coast of North Korea, because it pisses North Korea off. It really bugged him that they were training, right? It's kind of silly, but I don't know, maybe not. I guess if you're paranoid that you're going to get overthrown, maybe. Oh yeah, maybe it's not paranoid. Maybe that's pretty much it's natural, but. But anyway, before I continue with this, the other thing that got me is that, and I'm sure you'll see this on the Daily Show or all over the internet. Somebody put a compilation of the way Fox News's attitude about Obama talking when he was a senator, when he was running for president. He said, "I will talk to the dictators." And people are like, oh, you're crazy. That's the wrong thing to do. You should never talk to them, right? This is a terrible man, right? But then Trump suggested it, and they're like, yeah, that's a good idea. So, of course, that hypocrisy is amazing. What can you say about that? That's just, I don't know how Fox News can come out in public when things like that come out, but it's always been that way. I'm sure the left has done it as well. Okay, so the way we do this, we're coming up on 20 minutes, which means the video will automatically stop, and I'll have to go to the next one. You're supposed to stir this 51 times. I think it's about 20. 30. Oh, in one direction, sorry. 40. And 50 and 51. And then 10 times or 11 times the other way. And then 10 times the other way again. Clockwise and counterclockwise, okay? I don't think it really matters, and it's just a mess. So anyway, there it is. That's what it looks like now. Yeah. Doesn't smell that bad at all. So this is the non-smelling one, okay? And I guess we'll put that spoon in there. Now, we shall put together the smelly one. All right. And this may take a little time to put these in. They're always kept in styrofoam, and I never knew why. I don't know why it's styrofoam. I meant to look in that. I guess there's something about the styrofoam texture that makes it, makes a bacilli or whatever the what's it called? Probiotic thingamajiggers thrive in there. I don't know. In the old days, I think they used rice, rice leaves, straw. Maybe it was straw. It was straw, maybe. If the video cuts out, go to the next video. You've been warned. I'll be stirring Because that, I'll just keep stirring and go. You can go to the next video and I'll keep stirring. I'm back. I'll turn it on right away though. These are soy sauce. I think soy sauce in these. Oh, it's gonna give me man boobs. Yeah. Oh, I'm kind of annoyed by some of the comments, by the way. Like people who write that natto is the worst, it tastes the worst. They write it as if it's a fact. Why don't you just write I don't like natto? It's not the worst. It doesn't taste awful. Obviously, because thousands and millions of people eat this every day. It can't be that bad, right? And I'm eating it, and I like it, right? I will say, it's an acquired taste, like me, but I like it. So, yeah, cut it with a comment. And someone wrote, like, it's poison, it's really bad for you. It's not. Why? Don't write something unless you can back it up for a reason. If you're going to write it's bad for you, then tell me why. Tell me why. I mean, I'll listen to you, but good, natto, okay? Time coming up, 15 seconds, and we're going to change. We're going to go to part 2. So I'll see you guys in part 2, but I'll be stirring. Here we go. Time to stir. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1.